Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is our next video in the data management system. What we do here is we have done with the creation database in the previous video, and now here in this video we will work on this add button. What will happen is when you click the add, you should clear up all the text boxes and should set the focus here, right? You should set the focus to this. Okay. Right now the focus is here, so you should have it here, right? So what are we saying now is that when we click the add, it should change to the save button. Because it's a toggle button, I'm using symbol button. It should clear all the guys here and should itself change to the save. And if it is saved, then if all of these any of these text boxes is empty, it should give the message that some of the text boxes are empty. We should not keep the text boxes empty. uh, and if you have filled all the text boxes, for example, other than this ID, because ID is autofilled, this is disabled. Okay, it's enabled as false because it will be filled automatically, so we don't need it. In that case, it will put all of these things into the database. Okay, now all of these buttons call the same method click. Okay, they all call the same method click. As you can see, all methods are calling the click. When you click it, it will call the click method. That click method is defined here. Okay, public void click, which takes the view because the buttons or any controls are of type view. So this V will hold that button, whosoever you kill. For example, if you click the clear one. Now then we put up the switch, and in the switch we say this Control A, Control I to format it. Okay. Now if I'm saying switch first, we will switch V dot get ID, because which button is being selected, this is the get ID will tell us. Okay, what is the V is get ID, and then I put in the case if that ID which is of the V is order ID dot button clear, then I will call the clear method. The clear method is simply downside, which clears all the text boxes, and ed name dot request focus means gives focus to the top, the name. Okay, not the ID, because ID is automatically filled, so I will say only the name. Now I'll break in if ordered ID the button add. If it is a add button, and then I will check if the caption is add or save. If the caption is add, then it's be button add dot get text, what is on the text or toString. If that is equal to add, simple as it is, then make its text or caption to the same and clear all the buttons. Okay, and also make here we have toasting a make that this button whatever is being clicked, is it. If I give it a go now, I have not put up the else part here, right? I'm saying only if part. Save. I'm saying run as my data. This yes. Okay, it's coming up. Now look at it. For example, you start writing something into it. Okay, and there was something text boxes, and you say add. What will add do is to clear the text boxes. It will keep this and give the toast, and the button becomes the save. Now we have to work on the save. We have not yet worked on it. Okay. Now here we will have an else. We will have an else part. Okay. Now here, if it was add, it will make it save. Now in the else, if it is save, I have to make it actually the add button and actually store the things in the database. But here I will say if whatever the text boxes I have, okay, et for example name, okay, dot get text, okay, dot toString dot is empty. What I'm saying is if the name text box is empty, okay, if name text box is empty, let me make it like this. Okay, and make it downside. Now the thing is that not on the name, but also if the other guys control alt this, if et, for example, address dot get text dot toString is empty, control this. If et email dot get dot toString is empty, and if et phone dot get text dot toString is empty, any one of them external, I'm saying and from here it comes and I put up appearances here, right? This is only the if. This is the if statement. Yeah, if this comes true, if this is the AND operator, if any one of them is empty, we will toast it out. What we'll do is we will toast them in this. If this happens, for example, then we'll toast Control V, toast.make text this, and I'm saying, hey, please fill empty fields. Okay, so this will come up. It will also have the else part, which will basically start, because this else will was that if you want to save, but when you want to save and there is some field you left empty, right? Because if you remember in the database we said not null. Okay, now then there is an else. If in this else we have the if else. This if else is about the saving, but before saving we see if something is empty, we will not let it to be empty and we will message you, hey man, fill the empty fields, and else we will have to actually store the data in the database. But before that, let me give it a go to check it out. Let me save everything and run it. So it's coming up now. What we're saying is, if we click the add button, for example, if we even written something somewhere, right? Click the add, it will clear everything, it will put the focus here, you'll get the add button. Okay, now if you click the save, and for example you have written things here, right? Okay, I'm putting up things, but the one of the boxes I put in the empty, and you try to say save, it should give us the toast, right? It should give us the toast. As you can see, it's doing nothing, but it's not giving the toast. Let me see what's the problem. Why is it not giving the toast? Once. I'm not seeing any error. Perhaps it was the previous one there. Let's go with the new one. Click the add, click the save. Yes, it was the old one. Basically, if you put up something like you're writing something tonight, and you say address Sora, now you say email address Jimmy@lion.in, and you put up you have forgot the phone number, but you try to say save, it's not gonna work, right? If one of the boxes are empty and you try to save, it should say as that man, the still the toast is not coming up, right? First time it came, but not the second time. I can see what's happening. My data, you just say the add, clears up everything, start filling up. And I just forgot the mobile number as a save. Oh, it's not giving the toast. Let's see the problem. I think there is no error whatsoever in it. Let me try to figure it out. Add, and I'm trying to save it. something is empty. Okay, why is it not working? Let's see. My data. Again, 1 second. You say it goes here. They're saying this thing. He's saying please fill the empty field. Say, okay, he's saying please fill the empty field. But if I'm writing something, Jim, okay, and I'm saying save, this time around it's not working. That means something. Go to the else part. Let me go to the else part of this. And I'm saying, let me make this thing, copy. Oh, I said and here. I should have said or, right? Because this is any one of them is empty. This means if all of the guys are empty, right? I should say or. That was the problem. Okay, otherwise there's nothing problem. So I should say or. Save it. Need to go. Because it was working on when everyone is empty. I should have worked when you know, when if a single field is empty, then it should be the or, not the and. Here we go now. Now you say add. I put it here so that you understand that it goes here. Now if you start writing Janab and you say save, simply fill the empty field. Even you put up the line. Even if you fulfill the address, you start writing the uni at the rate of live.in, and then you write my phone number even. Something like that. But you say save, you say because some field is empty, so here the field is empty. If there's an error, so you put up a proper error Sora. Now it will not say that thing, it has gone to the else part where I will put all this data into the database. Do you understand that? That's the next thing to do. So what should I do in the first place here is I should, like I said here, we did that add.setText is save. I should make it back to the add. Copy. Come here, Control V, make it the add. Okay, and I got some string variables in which I will put up the things like I say for the name I'm saying nm is equal to, so for example some string variables I need. Okay, maybe I say properly name is equal to this guy 18 immigrant text.2 string. I need these guys, right? And all of these guys. Let me copy this out and I will paste it here. Control V, and I don't say this thing must terminator. Similarly, I'm saying address is equal to, and there as a terminator. Okay. Let me make it a short thing. It's 80 nm. Okay, or properly NAME, no problems. ADDRESS. Then I got email, and then I got 4. These things I'm going to delete. What I am doing is I am putting whatever the text there is. I am putting that text into these variables. So differently I need to create these string variables, right? Address, email, and phone. So now these will be created somewhere. Now it's got set address, string, name, address, email, and phone, right? Or could have done that in a single line also. Now, now we got our whatever is the text boxes. That those things are in these variables. Now I will create my object of my data manager. My data manager, it's the name of that. My data manager. I will create the object of the data manager. I say copy. I have already created somewhere, right? I created here like this, and I open and close. Let me copy this, and here, after doing this, I will control V. I will create the of the data man is equal to new my data manager. I'm creating a new object of this, and then I'm saying it open and I'm saying it close. Then what I do is I will create a method. Okay, I will call the method. Maybe I call this a set data base, and I send it these name, comma, address, comma, email, comma, phone. Okay, now I could have done it here, but my question is that I want to do all the database work inside the this data manager file. So therefore I'm just calling, so I have to create this method. So I say create the method in the data manager, so it's being created now here. It's now being created somewhere. Must have been created somewhere by data manager. Where is that created? I told him to create this thing and it said okay, I created it. Save everything. Oh, it is created in the same file. I should not do that, rather I should create it in the other file. So because I called it set database, I should have said it as data man dot set database, right? Otherwise it created the method in the same file. So now as I create method set database this, now this will create into the data manager this way. The set database public void set database void has string name 2, address 2, and so on. Let me create the same thing of name, address, email, and phone. Okay, into this. Now these things have to be dropped into the database. So what's happening here is I'm in the else part I have to actually set the database. So what I'm putting all this text boxes into these string values. Okay, and I'm creating the object of data manager, that is data man, and then as a data man will open, it will open the database for us, and then I call the data man dot set database. It is saying it's undefined. Why is it undefined? I just created the set database is here. Okay, let me make it a very short here. NM. I'm saying ADD address, EM for email, and PH for phone. Okay, now I'm sending save. Now when you call the set database, that is it should land into here. Here I will say what is my database instance, that is the SDB, and I will say here SDB dot insert. Okay, now the first thing is which table, and we have already a constant called table, right? We have a constant table which has the table name, and this guy, if you say the insert and read its documentation, okay, it has the parameters. So you have to insert into the database. So the first thing is the table name, then num column hat. This is optional, this may be null. SQL doesn't allow inserting a complete empty row without naming at least one column name. Okay, if you provide values is empty, no columns are known, and an empty row cannot be inserted. If not set to null, the none column hack parameter provides the name of the nullable columns name to explicitly insert a null into the case where your value is empty, right? So does it make sense what I'm saying? So what we do is we'll say this to be null, okay, and this is the values which we have to put into the database, into the row. What I do is I will say CV. Now what the CV should be, this should be a bundle which has uh, all the let's say local variable CV. Let me create local variable CV. That's content values. I'm making the content values CV, which is the bundle which will hold all the things, all the values into the CV. So let's first create this object CV equals to new content values. Okay, then I'm saying CV dot put a you need a key and a value. The key I have already the constants on the top, like I have the name. Into the name you will put up that nm, which is on the top here, right? Similarly, I will say here CV dot put a string value, that is the address, and value I put up the okay, value is add, that guy. Okay, CV dot put string, what's the key here is email. Okay, email, and value is em. Similarly, I say CV dot put string, and I say phone. Okay, and the value should be ph. Now I got whatever I send from the main activity to this set database, okay, like name, address, email, and phone, that got into this nm, add, and em and ph, and that's been copied into the CV. The CV has everything, okay, and you just insert std.insert. You are inserting into the table, that's my student table, and what else? The CV, the content value. The content value is which has everything with it, right? This insert basically returns a it returns the row which it has created. If you say it has the return type of long, right? So it's better to if you just do it like this, but it's better to because it returns the row which is of type long. Okay, if you just see returns the row ID of the newly inserted row, or negative one if an error occurs. So we can later on check also whether the row was created or not. So in this case I will say this, whatever the insert does, return it. Okay, person, just say return this stuff. Okay, so that means I have changed this to long, right? Now there will be a problem in this, because here this set database is returning me the long, so I have to copy it somewhere. It should have shown me the error, but it's not showing me. I don't know why, because it should have said that, hey man, this is not returning stuff. Okay, so you should put that into something like, say, a security long, I would say row, because this is the row, which will be copied here. Okay, and later on I can toast list. I can toast it out. What else? That row created is equal to, let's say, plus this row. Okay, so if my row is created, okay, here I can say if it is -1 and all that, I will check it. If it is -1, then it was unsuccessfully created. Or if the row is created properly, so it will show here the row number. Does it make sense? So save it and give it a go now. Zoom. Okay, now here it's a add, it clears all the things and start writing something. Properly internet address is Sora, email is junior@live.in. Okay, and phone number is 9622593340. Now you say save, and row created is 1, so it's successfully created because I return the 1. That means if I say add again, now I keep it new one. That's the, for example, my first name is Mutaki, and address I will say SFC Shop Hassan Colony, and I say email address is my junior affiliate live. Oh, I should get a new one, but keep it like that. 990-657-1153, and you say save. See, when you say save, it will go to the this else part. Okay, because this time it's not the add, it's the save. So she go to the else, and here it checks the if none of them is empty, then if it's true that we have filled all the fields, then go to this else part, but make the add back, and it stores the things into these string variables and calls the set database, which returns the row. Okay, the insert function there returns the row. Just put it along, it closes the database, and it does that. And here in the this thing you create a content values, and while you put it all those things, but what you have passed it to this method, and then you give to the CV, to this insert sdb.insert. This is the Sqlite DataBase object, and it returns you that row created. So if the row is successfully created here, if I say save, it should tell me 2. Okay, so in my database there are the 2 fields now. Does it make sense? Now I've got 2 fields in the database. Okay, now this is the thing. Now what I want is, if I close it, I come back tomorrow, maybe after some days, and I open it again. Now here I say add, clears everything, and I say the third one, let me make it my short name. Address is Shah Basil Colony. Okay, whatever. Email is gmail.com, and my landline number 0194-240-1932, and I say save, and saying row number 3. Okay, now if I give it a go, I just close it, and I grab it and put it into the app info, and in the app info what I'm doing is I am not uninstalling it, but I want to clear the data, which is not happening here because it's not holding up any data. So here, clear the data. Not coming up, should have. 1 second. My app. Something. Open up new. I'm saying my data and take it to the. in this guy. Yes, markup info, clear data. Yeah, okay. Now go back. Open it up. Add. Fill it up some new name. For example, Javed, and address is the Howell. Email is chav@live.com, and mobile number is 99876542, whatever. And you say save, and saying row created is 1. So this is the thing, that if you clear the stuff, it will clear the database as well. Okay. Now if I close it and open it again, what I am trying to say is, when you open it, if there is data in the database, it should show me up in the beginning. And next thing will be that I want to go forward, back, and forward is the back, this is the first, this is the last record. Okay, these things we will do in our next video. Until then, wassalam.